sometimes you just got to go out on faith and go do something. And a lot of that, if you've ever thru-hiked before, and the AT's similar, the hardest thing to do is take that first step. And that first step is making the decision to do it. Well, hey guys, I'm here in Jordan Lake, just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. If you're ever in the area, check it out. It's a pretty cool little spot. There's tons of camping here, tons of camping. A lot of, RV type things, but you can still come out here with, like I do with just my truck and camp and bring your tent or do whatever. But a lot of the stuff is right here on the lake. There's so many different campsites, and it's very, very peaceful. It's just far enough outside of Raleigh and technically Apex, North Carolina, where you kind of feel like you're out in nature. And be here for 30 some years, I really didn't take advantage of this place as much as I should. It's very busy during the peak times. But right now it's late February, and it's kind of dead. It's also, as you've seen through some of these pictures, been getting a lot of rain in the last, all winter really. It's very, very wet winter here in North Carolina. Not much snow, just rain, just cold, nasty rain. And this whole place is flooded, to be honest with you. Most of the campsites are closed, but, you know, good for them to keep it open and let some people have a few nights out here. They left some sites open, which is very nice. But it's very quiet, too, so it's a good time to come out. It's not terribly, terribly cold. It's good enough if you have your right equipment and you know what you're doing. It's very nice. But I decided to come out here, spend a couple nights, and kind of just clear my brain a little bit. And there's been a lot going on, and some of you guys that have followed me because of my AT Thru-hike, and that was in 2014. It's now 2021. That's a long time ago. For those of you who know how to add and subtract, that's 7 years ago. And a lot's changed, you know. As you know, my daughter went on a hike with me a little bit on the AT, as some of you saw, and she was 10 years old at the time. She's now graduating high school at the end of the year, June. And she's got her life going on. She's got her second half of life. Not second half of life, but she's got her next stage of life to go, which is good. You know, as parents, it's kind of tough to let go. But in reality, what I think is, you know, you're there to raise your kids and get them ready for the world. And once they're ready and they want to, you gotta let them go and let them fly a little bit. Which leads me to myself. Now, I've been in North Carolina for over 30 years now, and I own a business. I feel like, and I've felt like this way for a long time, that I've just been spinning in a hamster wheel, going round and round and around. And it bothers me. I'm gonna be honest with you. It just bothers me. A lot of people are worried or focused on money, and that's fine. You need money to eat. You need money to survive. But to me, I get terrified about running out of time. And I'm in my mid-40s, and I know that's kind of young and not so young to some of you. But I just feel like I got about a good 20 years of active life ahead of me. So I've just been pondering, like, I got my second half of life to go, and I just got to figure out what do I want to do? What do I want to see? How does my life change after this? And I've never been one to stay at one place for very long, even though I've stayed here for 30 years. But you know, you have responsibilities, you have things to do. You can't always just get up and leave. But I've kind of put myself in position where I can make some decisions now. I can choose, and I can see what's around the bend, the next horizon. And I kind of got, and this is where the video comes in, I kind of got the next about a year and a half, 2 years kind of mapped out. And a lot of it has to do with just going out and exploring the country, exploring not really the world, but just doing some more adventuring. I know what I want, I know what I like to do. And I like to just to go out and see stuff and experience stuff, be outdoors, go places I've never been to before. Before it's too late. I mean, I don't want to wait till I'm 60, assuming I even make it to 60. You never know. And then just have time run out on you. It's the only thing we have that's limited is time. And it would just terrify me, to be honest, to to just keep going on and spinning the wheel and hoping that the next year will be different. Sometimes you just got to go out on faith and go do something. And a lot of that, if you have ever thru-hiked before, and the AT's similar, the hardest thing to do is take that first step. And that first step is making the decision to do it. The hardest part of an AT thru-hike or any thru-hike is getting there. To be honest with you, it takes so much effort just to get there. Anything else after that is putting one foot in front of the other. But like I said, I got like the next year and a half, 2 years mapped out. And that's where I'm going to start doing some more creation on YouTube. Taking you guys along with me to some of my adventures. I'm not going to tell you everything I have planned right now because things change. As most of you that have lived through last year, 2020, know that you can't always predict what's going to happen. But that being said, I will tell you what I'm going to do probably the rest of the year. And I have my little truck. Some of you see my truck, and I got the little camper in the back. It's kind of a makeshift little deal. It served me well, to be honest with you. I sleep well in it. I can go anywhere I want, park the truck. It's my own little hotel. I can boondock. I can go to a campground. I can stop at a Walmart or something like that and be able to have the freedom to go somewhere without the worry of finding a hotel or finding literally a campground that's booked or something like that. My daughter travels for volleyball, so it's always been good that, I can go and find a place to park and not have to have the stress of where to be and spending the money on hotels, which is expensive. And hotels are great. It's not really my thing. I'd rather be out in the campground. I'd rather have a campfire. I'd rather be out in the wilderness. That's just me. So I'm probably, what the goal is I'm going to probably trade in my truck, get a different truck, and probably get a camper on top of my truck. Something that's a little more cozy, maybe. A little more, luxurious, I guess. I don't know. I'm still going to, do a lot of boondocking and stuff. But coming in July, we're supposed to have a family cruise. Now, we'll see if that actually happens. But we've been planning it for 2 years. My parents' 50th wedding anniversary is in June. And in 50 years... You probably deserve a cruise. You deserve a Congressional Medal of Honor, to be honest with you. I mean, God bless them, 50 years. And my daughter graduates this year, so it's kind of this monumental year that a lot of stuff happens. My brother's going to come down and his family, and we're going to do an Alaskan cruise. And Alaska also knocks off my 49th state. So I only got one more to go. Which is Hawaii, by the way. Which might be another adventure coming up. We'll see. And the plan is I'm going to take off maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks before the cruise. Take my daughter. We're just going to drive cross country and go explore stuff. Get out west as fast as we can. And just go explore Montana and Idaho and all this cool stuff that, I've been through a very brief amount of time, but she never has. Take the cruise, and when everybody else flies back home, I'm going to stay out there. My plan is to go up through Canada, up through the Canadian Rockies, go into Alaska, probably spend about 6 or 8 weeks, maybe longer, who knows, and just go explore places that I've only seen in books, and just Alaska fascinates me to a core. To see the Arctic Ocean, man, what a cool thing that will be. And that's another one of my goals when I do this little adventure. And then once things get cold and just start heading back down south and eventually go back east for the holidays. And then there's next year. We'll see what happens. Maybe a through hike in there. Who knows? We'll just have to see. Check this stuff out right here. This is campsites. Look, you can see the picnic table right there. Barely sticking out. Steps. Poles. Electrical box. Barely above water. And it's raining again, so. All this is camping here. This is all camping. And it's completely shut down. Completely underwater. Probably in 30 years I've never seen it like this. Every time I've been out here. But you know what? It'll probably recede and probably get dry at some point, and we'll be wishing we had water. But right now it's too much. It's a lot of water. It's raining again. But I'm not complaining. You know, I've had a good life. It's I'm very blessed to have the life I have. Good family, good friends, a business. There's not really much complaints, but I just feel if I just sat here and spun the wheels over and over again, that I wouldn't be me. I'd be kind of miserable, to be honest with you. And if you're not doing what you want to do, or if you keep doing what you don't want to do, let's put it that way, there's really not much point to being out here. What's the point? At some point you go. At some point you're done. And I don't want to have my life over with. I don't mean to sound, dreadful. But for fuck's sake, man. I don't mean to sound very morbid, but at some point you gotta look at it. I don't know if it's my age, but I just don't feel like I have much time left to go do things, and it frightens me. It kind of scares me. I really want to. Why are you staring at me? God knows, people. Trust me, now it's pouring down rain. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna go back in my truck. It's sitting right over there, as you can see. This person's just slowly bothering me for no reason. But that's just a little update. I'm going to do a lot more content, a lot more videos, a lot more adventures, and getting very excited about what the next 2 years lies ahead. So until then, guys, hey, I'm still Figgy. I'll always be Figgy. That will never change. And I really look forward to seeing you guys on this next couple years, this next great adventure, second half of life. So until then, we'll see you this summer. Get ready.